Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, the news director here at LCTV, and today I am joined by two people from the Greater Lynn Photographic Association. We have Larry Dunn and Barbara Rozavsky. I think I got that right. I added too many syllables again. Oh no, it's not good. But thank you for coming on the show today. So can you maybe just tell me a little bit about your organization and what your roles are within it?
Sure. I'm a past president and an honorary life member, and I'm also serving as the membership chairman currently. We are a group of mostly amateur photographers. We do have a Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer in our midst that just love the hobby and want to learn about it and share our work.
I'm currently the president of the association. I am also the director of the club's print competitions and photography exhibitions.
Oh, great. That's awesome. And we were talking a little bit earlier about how you're one of the oldest associations in the country and one of only a few clubs to actually own your own building. Could you talk a little about that?
Sure. The Camera Club can trace its history back to a group of individuals that met to share the process of photography back in 1888. The Camera Club, as we know it today, really got started in the late 1930s, early 1940s. They had headquarters on Market Street in Lynn for a while, and then moved into just over the line into Saugus, and now we're back in Lynn. And we still have the wife of one of the original founders as a member. She doesn't come that often anymore, but she's still involved.
That's awesome. That's great. And you mentioned you're mostly amateurs, so can anyone join? Is there a process? How would that work?
Anyone can join the association. All you need is an interest in photography. Part of our mission is teaching the art and craft of the camera. We have members who are avid nature photographers, sports photographers, portrait, you name it, we have somebody who's interested in it and is more than willing to help a novice come in. Our print competitions are a very good way, and projected image competitions also a very good way for people to learn and gain experience and get better. The whole purpose is to improve.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I have a little photography, but I would definitely be classified as an amateur.
Well, that's where all of us start, somewhere like that.
Yeah, right, of course. So you came in here to talk about the exhibit that you're going to be having at the Democus YMCA. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yes, we're partnering with the Y for our first exhibit there. Previously, we've had exhibits at Gala in Lynn, at Avinicare, Healthcare over in Swampscott. But I just recently joined the Y, saw they had a beautiful wall to hang art on, and approached them, and we've got an exhibit coming up of roughly 50 pieces of photography from about 26 or 27 members of our club to be on display.
Oh, wow.
Which will be an amazing show.
That is amazing. And then when is the show? How long does it last?
The opening reception, which is open to the public, is going to be Sunday, June 26th from noon to 3. There will be refreshments served. The exhibit is currently scheduled to be hung on the 23rd and will come down roughly around August 28th.
Oh, great. So it gives people a good chance to go and see it.
Yes.
And the exhibit, are there specific kinds of photos, like you mentioned, nature, still life, things like that? Is it specific categories, or is it more general?
It's a general exhibition. There'll be some nature, some flowers, some landscapes. I don't think there are any portraits. I know there's some architectural work. You name it, whatever catches what member's eye, they shoot.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. And I have to ask, how do you decide what goes in the exhibit? Like, do the members submit them? Do you pick them?
I think Larry left it open to the people who wanted to exhibit to choose what they wanted to put in. Did you give them a limit as to how many?
We asked for 2 images from any individual one member who wanted to submit. The only restrictions will be the amount of room and hangers we have to hang at the Y. Other than that, we will hang whatever anybody submits.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So anyone, regardless of experience level, membership, anything like that?
Correct. The idea is to get their work out there and seen.
That's awesome. That's a great use of it. A great way for people to go out and see it. And so once the exhibition is open, are there specific times people can go see it, or is it just like it's in the Y, and if you go in the Y, you see it?
It's in the Y. It's going to be on the main wall just to the left of the entrance to the swimming pool, on the hallway down to the locker rooms. So it's not hidden away anywhere. It's on prime viewing spot.
That's awesome. That's great. I definitely want to go check that out at some point. And you'd also mentioned about how COVID had impacted you. So is this your first exhibit since COVID? How did that end up impacting you?
I think we had an exhibit last year at Advinia in Swampscott as things were opening up a little bit more. We've had meetings going on remotely at the start of COVID. And then because we own our own building, we were fortunate to have a facility that we could kind of COVID-ize, so to speak. And we put in a UVC lighting system that runs every night to disinfect the place, plus an air purification system. So we started back with limited number of people in attendance and along with a remote situation, and now we're back to being there in person, no more remote.
That's great. It's great to see that you can meet again. And
yes.
Do you know how many members you have at this point?
Yes. We currently have approximately 230 members. Awesome. Some of the people who belong are not local. They know about the club from other locations and have joined. And because if they compete in digital images, you just have to upload them to enter our monthly competitions for the club members. Others are people who came from this area, have maintained their membership as they've moved out of the area and still participate that way. In fact, the person who leads our smartphone photography group is in Colorado now.
Oh, that is not local.
No, so that's still a Zoom session when they meet once a month.
When you have that sounds cool.
One of the advantages to having our own building gives us the ability to have a lot of subgroups in the association,
right,
which can meet other nights of the month. Generally, our meetings are Monday nights, and we have 2 competitions each month and then 2 speakers come in.
Okay.
But we have a nature group. There's a print group that just meets to review prints, a digital group. We've had a fine art group, a creative group. So basically anybody who's got an interest can form a subgroup and meet.
And they meet once a month on an off Monday.
Oh, okay.
On a non-Monday night, because that's reserved for the regular meetings of the club.
Course. That makes sense. And where are you located in case anyone wants to go check it out?
We're at 564 Boston Street, small little building right across from the church.
Across from Sacred Heart Church. Right on the corner of Cottage, right near Cottage and Boston Street.
And everybody's welcome to come down on a Monday night to see what we're all about. And I said, it's a good group just to improve everybody's photographic techniques.
Plus you form, I know my closest friends at this point are people I met at Camera Club, that we share other interests besides photography, and we've become a close-knit group. So you meet people. Oftentimes people who are interested in photography don't have friends who will go out with them when they want to take pictures. So this gives you a way to meet people who share that interest And you can say, hey, let's go up to Great Meadows and photograph there, or let's do this, or let's do that. And you're not out there all alone.
The club also runs field trips to various places too. So gives people a chance to try something different than their normal.
That's awesome. That's great. It sounds like a great organization, really.
It's a wonderful group of people.
No, that's awesome. And thank you for coming on to talk about it. It was great to hear about it, to learn about this organization that resides in Lynn. So that is all for our Lynn Lowdown this week. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week where we will have more guests and discuss more of what's going on in Lynn. I'm Danny Vittori. Have a good day.